And welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers with
Anna and Ryan.
That's right, folks. We're back in action with some great content that you want to subscribe to and give your third child to.
Stop!
Hey, folks, we're just trying to have some fun here. We got some great movies coming out this weekend. If you didn't know, we have Ghostbusters Afterlife and King Richard. Both great films that I definitely want to see. But before we get started and give our predictions, stay tuned. Alright, folks, so we are back. So before we give our predictions, I wanted to kind of break down a couple of numbers, Anna, alright? Specifically when it comes to Ghostbusters. Now, Ghostbusters is a franchise that's been around since the 80s. The first movie was released in 1984. And it opened with about $13 million. But you got to imagine this is 1984. And it grossed $243 million domestically and $296 million worldwide. And this was in 1984. It was a huge success. Now, when Ghostbusters 2 came along 5 years later in 1989, which is actually one of my favorite movies as well at the time as a kid, it wasn't critically successful. And I haven't went back to watch it as an adult, but I enjoyed it a lot as a kid. And that movie actually opened up to $29 million, basically double the amount as Ghostbusters 1. But it made less money domestically. It made $112 million, and worldwide it grossed $215 million. So worldwide, internationally, it did better, but domestically it didn't do as well. So overall, the movie made less money than Part 1. So before we go any further, which Ghostbuster movie is like the best? One or two? Or none?
None.
All right, then. We definitely don't have a Ghostbuster fan here. So they never did an actual sequel to Part 2.
They did the other one,
which I'm going to talk about now. They did do Ghostbusters. Now this one was basically panned universally. This movie made opening weekend, actually $46 million opening weekend. And it did $128 million domestically and $229 million worldwide. So this is like in 2016 versus the 80s. So the money wasn't the same. Even though on paper it looked like it made more money than Part 2, if you count in inflation, it did less. So
it did less than Ghostbusters 2.
If you count in inflation. So it's still actually, looking at the numbers, it did okay, even though it was universally panned. I haven't seen it yet. I might go back and watch it at some point in my life. I have a queue of too many movies to watch at this point. But I just never really felt it was a true sequel to the original. And I've always wanted to see like a true sequel. And that brings us to the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, this movie already has some reviews out. It's supposed to be kind of like a direct sequel to Part 2. And this is like, it reminds me more of Stranger Things than it does of Ghostbusters movies, to be honest. I do feel like the nostalgia that they're trying to bring it back, but overall, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like, I feel like you need the original cast back in there. I feel like they might make an appearance. It seems like that's what they're leading to.
Then they didn't show it on the trailer though.
They didn't, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna make an appearance like at the end, like we gotta call the Ghostbusters, and they kind of show up. That's what I think is gonna happen. But right now, looking at the reviews on IMDb, has 7.7, which is actually pretty good. Anything over 7, I think, is decent for a movie, especially when it comes to movies like this. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic rating of 73%. So. So we really broke down Ghostbusters Afterlife when you look at how it's doing so far when it comes to the reception of the critics, the people who watched the movie so far, and the movie is not even out yet. And, this is a franchise. So you want to give our predictions on how much we think this will make first, or you want to talk about King Richard and then we talk about how much they're both going to make at the end?
Talk about King Richard.
All right. You want to talk about King Richard first, or you want me to break it down?
Break it down.
All right, I'm going to break it down for you. So, folks, King Richard is starring Will Smith, right? The buzz is this is going to be an Academy Award-winning movie for him. It's about the tennis players Serena and Venus Williams' father. So it's called King Richard. When I seen the preview, I got goosebumps, man. The performance looked really good. I really want to see this movie. So far on IMDb, it does have a lower score than Ghostbusters Afterlife at a 6.7%, which is still decent. I would expect it more for a movie like this, but it is what it is. But on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is 91%. So it does have a high critic score, which is higher than Ghostbusters Afterlife. But I wouldn't expect a high critic score from Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's not like an Academy Award-winning movie. So we got that. The only issue I see here with King Richard is not a franchise like Ghostbusters Afterlife, and it's on HBO Max. And
they're gonna release it on HBO Max.
It's gonna be released on HBO Max, and I'm gonna be straight up honest with everybody on here. I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max. I'm not going to the movie theater to watch it. As much as I want to see it, I'm already paying for HBO Max. I'm just gonna watch it at home. When they give me the option to stay home and save some money, I'm gonna stay home and save some money. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Especially if I'm already paying for it. Now I have to pay for like a streaming or something else that I didn't have. I'll go to the movies and watch it, right? But since I have HBO Max, and it's not like a sci-fi action adventure movie where I gotta see it on the big screen. So love you, Will Smith, but that's just what's gonna happen, right? And I'm not gonna make no bones about it.
I just wanted to I don't know if this is gonna be relevant, but I was looking at the demographics on IMDb, and I see for Ghostbusters they have more of the older age, 30 to 44 age, and also 45 plus are the most that want to see this movie. Compared to King Richard, I think it's more of the younger age. It's a different demographic. Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
I think that's interesting too. Depending on how you look at the demographics, you could say those older folks got jobs, hopefully, so they got money to go to the movie theaters. So
you think that means Ghostbusters might make more money than that's what you're saying?
I think so, because you don't have the option to watch it at home. I think if everything was equal, then it'll be different. But since there's no streaming service or stay-at-home option when it comes to Ghostbusters Afterlife, King Richard is at a disadvantage. Yeah. Especially since it doesn't require you to watch it on a large screen. Even though movies are always better on a large screen, but it doesn't require that. So I would say, and also the biggest movie to date when it comes to opening weekend is Dune, which made $40 million, right? So the question is, do you think King Richard can make more money than Dune opening weekend?
Dune?
You think this is a bigger movie than Dune? That's the question. Dune made $40 million. So out of all the movies that HBO Max dropped, is this the one that's going to make the most money?
No.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's going to make good money, but I don't think it's going to crack $40 million.
Everybody really wants to see. These are the type of movies that's based on true stories.
Yeah, they do.
So they always end up making some type of money.
They make some money, but I don't think $40 million is the number they're going to crack. So, so I would say...
So what is the numbers? What are your numbers for each movie?
So I'm going to say King Richard is going to come in at number 2 with $20 million. It's going to open to a solid opening. It's going to do really well on HBO Max, but Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think, is going to bring in $40 million plus.
Oh, damn. Okay.
If you really look at the other movies, the Ghostbusters, the one from 2016, opened to almost $50 million. This one is supposed to be a direct sequel.
Too much money.
I would say, Ghostbusters, you had a higher number?
Both of them.
Well, Ghostbusters, you might be right. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going on the low end when it comes to Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters could go up to $50 million. I don't see it really cracking past 50. But I think $40 million is a nice solid number for a movie like that. That's where I have my numbers at.
Oh, okay.
But you could be right. You don't have to copy me. Yeah. So I'm going to go with, this is going to be my order. It's going to be Ghostbusters Afterlife at number 1, $40 million plus. On a high end, maybe $50 million, but really in that $40 million range. The next movie on my list is going to be at number 2, and that's going to be King Richard, around the $20 million mark. Hopefully, it does a little bit better. But on the high end, I think it's gonna be like in the 20 million mark because these are movies you get to stay home and watch. It might even open up less than that. Up third, I'm gonna add these extra movies. Up third, I'm gonna put in Eternals. That's probably gonna make about 15 million, give or take. And then Clifford the Big Red Dog, somewhere around like a little over 10 million, like that 10 to 15 million mark. Those are going to be like the top 4 movies of the weekend.
I didn't even went past the first 2.
You don't have to.
Like 1 to 2 and that's it.
We're really talking about the first 2. So what do you have?
Because of the age gap and, the money and all that, I was thinking Ghostbusters also number 1, and it was going to be 55 million.
Okay. That's reasonable. You could be right.
Yeah, and then also like the King Richard, I put 35 million. So, but we shall see.
We shall see, man. Will Smith got that star power. He just dropped a book. He's telling all his life story. He's hot in these streets. Now, since I'm talking about Will, it's kind of like, oh man, we're talking too much. But overall, the preview still looks good. I always thought King Richard was an interesting character to learn more about. And I'm glad they're doing a movie about him. So there you have it.
But it's just like, it's not about Will, it's about King Richard.
Exactly.
So
that's why I want to see it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm watching it at home. It's free.
As an actor, he's pretty good. Like, what he does.
Academy Award winning, baby. They say he should win an Academy Award for this. So I want to see if am I going to feel it in my guts. I did feel the preview. So the preview was really good. Like for a movie like this. Actually, I really enjoyed this preview, and I really enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home, or Home something, Homecoming, Home Cooked Meal.
We're doing the Homecoming at theater though.
We are going to go to the movie theater. We're get off
I
for the
to
people.
Watch in theater.
Yeah,
no jokes.
Yeah, we're gonna see it 2 weeks after it come out.
A week after.
2 weeks on a Wednesday. We're gonna pay the extra fee and watch it on a Wednesday at the movie theater. You know what I mean? Tuesday, everybody cheap, so we got to go on like on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? At night, or maybe even call in. Take a day off where everybody should be at work. We gonna watch the Spider-Man and call it a day. All right, folks, that's all we got for you. Anything else you want to add?
Let us know what you think. What numbers do you give each movie?
Yeah, give us your predictions, man.
It's always fun.
It's always fun, man. You ain't got to be right, but you could be right.
Hey.
So you win absolutely nothing except goodwill gracious.
What?
It's like, they got those numbers right. But that's it, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, man. Tell your partner. If you got a partner, tell your partner to watch this with you. It keeps the home together. We are a family show, baby making show. That's it, man. We out.
Peace.
Oh no, it didn't record.
Liar.
Just kidding. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.